Okay, this one is strictly for the laughs because women just keep patting themselves on their back. No one else will do it anymore. Come on, guys, what's going on with this? Yeah, so I guess we all know about the Blue Origin, the flight into space, the all-female crew. Oh wait, crew. It was basically it was all automated. They didn't do shit except sit there. This did come back 2 days ago. Blue Origin crew safely back on Earth after all-female space flight. Oh my gosh. What about one for the record books? Who were the first female, all-female crew into space? A pop star. The wife of Jeff Bezos, probably one of the richest man in the world, if it's not some sheik from the Middle East, and five other women, including the lesbo that's married to Oprah. The singer was joined by, there we go, and Gayle King, that's her name. One of the highlights of it was hearing Katy Perry singing What a Wonderful World. Ain't that just darling? You think that came up off the top of her head? Or what, did she have that planned in the entire time running up to getting on to that flight? After landing back on Earth, Perry said she felt super connected to life and so connected to love. I think she also felt connected to a few tabs of LSD. The flight lasted around 11 minutes. It took the six women more than 62 miles above the Earth, crossing the internationally recognized boundary of space. Give them, what is it, 6 minutes of weightlessness? Or maybe just a couple. And then they do their descent. This is not the first. They're acting like Blue Origin is the first people that have ever done this. There are multiple companies out there that have these unmanned, well, they can be manned. Dude Perfect actually did one. It was probably about a year ago now where they went up on one. The guys who won the challenges, they got to go up into space, and it was basically the exact same thing. Except they landed back at the same launch pad that they started from. Elon Musk has also done this with a completely automated one. The thing is, this is completely automated. It just has people on board. They have done these tests multiple times just because there was always a man present in all the other ones. Okay, this makes this some kind of special event. This is not a special event whatsoever. And the actual astronauts and the actual females who work at NASA do not really think that this is something to be noteworthy. Dr. Tanya Harrison, for example, from the Outer Space Institute Experts Network, said a lot of the comments I saw on social media were things about, oh, it's like the Real Housewives go to Mars. Basically, that's what it is. It's the oligarchy in space. Read the room. The timing is hysterical. But there were a lot of positive takes as well. People were like, oh, this is so cool. Carrie's going to space. Katy Perry is going to space. This is so cool. That's a positive take. No, that's a freaking 6-year-old child. Dr. Harrison, Tanya Harrison, who had previously worked on NASA missions to Mars, said, the cynical part of me wants to call it a marketing stunt because that's exactly what it is. This is a company promoting the fact that they can launch tourists into space. Yes, like I said, there are other companies that have done this before. This is just their way of saying, hey, look, women belong in space. Well, maybe we should shoot half the women on this country, maybe on this continent, maybe on this entire Earth into space, because they're all vapid, mouth-breathing morons at this point, at least half of them. The rest of the half can stay. However, she noted the all-women's team might change the demographics a little bit of who might want to do something like this. What do you mean? They didn't do anything. That's the whole point of all of this, is it was completely automated. They did nothing except sit in a chair and enjoy a ride. They got onto an airplane, and instead of going up at an angle, they went straight up and then came straight back down. Marvelous. I applaud. And of course, with so many people making fun of it on social media, and these are social media whores, let's not get that one thing conflicted at any point. These people all did it for the entertainment aspect of it. They did it to get their names in another story. Gayle King has responds to all this backlash over expensive Blue Origin flight. How much did it cost, by the way? Well, we know one seat was auctioned off for $28 million. Who paid that? I don't know. Maybe Oprah did it as a sugar mama move. Maybe Katy Perry did it because she has nothing to do with her money and she's not relevant anymore. What we do know, because Blue Origin is not releasing the ticket prices at this point, what we do know is that in order to reserve a seat, you need a $150,000 deposit. Everyone can do it. You could do it. You could do it. You get a flight. You get a flight. I wish people would do more due diligence before they just start roasting you. Look, How much did that little embroidered name tag cost? And is it bedazzled? She has responded to backlash over a Blue Origin flight on Monday, which saw an all female. Yeah, whatever. We're not going through that again. It's not a crew. You were passengers. Though its purpose was meant to bring attention to women in aeronautics, it's not really what it did. The flight via the Jeff Bezos founded space tech company also drew plenty of criticism, even from other celebrities. So, yeah, let's go fight. Olivia Munn called it gluttonous, adding, there are so many other things that are so important in the world right now. What are you guys going to do up in space? Amy Schumer, she's irrelevant. Olivia Wilde and Emily Ratajkowski have also chimed in with the same kind of sentiments because, yes, it is. It was a publicity stunt, nothing more, nothing less. It's a way to get Jeff Bezos' wife's name up there in the ether, probably a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. And when asked her response to the backlash in a post-flight interview with Extra, did this? I'm sure that this post-flight interview happened at a Popeye's Chicken because she wanted something that was back on the ground again. It was said that she kissed the ground as soon as she got off the flight. And birds don't fly, especially, well, chickens don't fly. So there's also a racial joke in there. I think it's good that we can really address it because I was one of those people before I went on this flight, before I became educated. Why are we spending so much money on space when there's so much to do on Earth? I was one of these people. And then she got the lecture before you go up. She said her mind was changed. Look what they do. Look at what their intention is. Figure out a way to harness the waste here and put it in space. So yeah, let's take all of our trash and just dump it into space. That'll work. We use space technology all the time. Every time a flight goes up, they get some type of information that can be used for something else. Oh, I'm just going to stop myself right there because this is one of the most retarded things that I've ever heard of in my life. Yeah, we're basically going to use it as a very expensive dumpster truck. Would you like to be riding in the passenger seat of a dumpster truck that goes to space? What about that, kids? She continued, so I wish people would do more due diligence. And then my question is, have y'all been to space? Because I have. Go to space or go to Blue Origin to see what they could do and then come back and say this is a terrible thing. Go to space. A deposit for the seat is $150,000. This is one of the huge risk between celebrities and the everyday average person. Oh yeah, just go to space. I did it. It costs you exorbitant amounts of money. This is like multiple years salary for the average person. And that's if they don't have bills or kids or want to feed themselves or want a roof over their head or want transportation to go to work in order to earn that money. The disconnect is what pisses me off the most about this. Like, yeah, all females, a whole bunch of chick celebrities went to space. No one will be making this kind of thing about it, except they have a message that they have to put whenever they come back down. It's like, oh no, we did something important. We are so self-important. This is what, I mean, this was a step for womankind. And that's what really pisses me off about all of it. She also acknowledged that taking a flight with Blue Origin is expensive. The exact price of a trip remains unknown. You know, we talked about that. From their own website, $150,000 deposit just to reserve a seat. She also took a moment to call out those who have been calling the flight a ride, which is, it's what it is. You strap in, everything is automated. That's literally the definition of a ride. You never see a male astronaut who's going up in space and they say, oh, he took a ride. Because the male astronauts are in charge of the fucking control panels, you dumb bent. What the hell is wrong with you? How self-important are you? It's always referred to as a flight or a journey because when they go to space, they aren't just breaking the parameter for a couple of minutes and then descending back down. They're going up into space for weeks, days, months, sometimes years if they're on the International Space Station. And they have to pilot the thing. They have to know how to do normal mechanics, repairs. I'm going to blow a gasket. So I feel that's a little disrespectful to what the mission was and the work that Blue Origin does. Shut your bitch ass up, because I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to hear anything else you have to say. You are a news anchor that only got that job because you married and you scissor one of the richest women in America. Good for you. No one cares what you have to say. Put those lips to work downstairs in that grease flap that you call your wife. This is Smalty from Mouth of Malty. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.